This is Jim Beaver, voice of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series. Introducing Pro 2 and Pro 4 trucks on iRacing. Game on!
Have you ever wondered what would happen if sim racers from all over the world joined into one league with equal cars, equal opportunities on equal tracks? Could you ever wonder, would it be the dirt guys from the iRacing world that could steal the show? Or could it possibly be the oval guys that only turn left on 1.5 miles or bigger? What about the short track guys? Or how about the road course ringers? Well, tonight, the Salt Flat IROC series opens up here tonight with those dirt guys like Timmy Smith, Skylar Brown, or how about the man who has the most wins in the series, Craig Schwartz? Or like we said, maybe it's those guys that make left-hand turns, Jamie Leach, Jeff Berger, Cole Dayer here, Jamie Leach being last year's IROC inaugural champion. Or maybe it's going to be the road course ringer himself of Cody Levitt. The IROC series brings drivers from all over, like we said, to compete here with the Salt Flat IROC series. This year, a lot of things are on the line for these gentlemen. Not just a single car championship, but a team championship also on the line. And throwing in a rookie championship also coming here to your Salt Flat IROC series. Well, once again, we are back here, though, with the IROC series. Roger Muth in the booth with you, like always, for the IROC series. And what an off-season we've had. New names are added. Some names have surpassed and joined different ranks. Well, this year, though, it's going to be an all-out brawl. 12 weeks of action-packed IROC racing right here on your Turn 3 Racing Network. Well, we are back, like I said, here, and we're under the 5-minute marker before we kick things off into qualifying. Let's just run through a couple things that happened here in the offseason. The IROC paint schemes are back again on these cars, and they look beautiful like always. We'll show you those here in a few minutes, but before we get there, a couple names we got to thank that put in a lot of work here into the offseason. Next Level Racing, always stepping up here with the Salt Flat IROC series. They are back again this year to join forces. Team McMullen, tonight's premier sponsor, your premier VA lender loan. They're back again. We thank all the work that Team McMullen puts in behind the scenes here. Yankees 41, Twitch streamer, you catch him for his in-car camera, always bringing you the Salt Flat IROC series live on Wednesday nights from his in-car camera. Yankees 41 over on the Twitch side. Sim Necessities, always a big factor. They got all your button box needs, and they're a premier sponsor here for your Salt Flat IROC series. Elfod Motorsports, man, those guys over on Facebook, hit them guys up. They got some awesome deals on some motorsports vehicles over at Elfod Motorsports. How about To A T? You need some lawn care needs? Hit up To A T Lawn Care Service, and they will get your yard looking like the front stretch here at Daytona. Those are your sponsors here for your Salt Flat IROC series, and once again, we got to thank them because they put in a bunch of work here in the off season. But now, with 3 minutes before we kick things off, let's take a look here at our running order here for your practice session. Look at that. The man, Jared Haggerworm, back for his second full-time season with the Salt Flat IROC series, and little Jeff Pogo brought his pogo stick back to dance. Look at them. Equal times at the top of our board. How about the short track ringer of Greg O'Berry sitting third on the speed charts with last year's champion, Jamie Leach, sitting in your fourth spot. You notice the guy that's sitting in fifth, Patrick Smith, has an R there next to his name. Well, that means that he is going to be a rookie and contending for the Rookie of the Year championship. DLB Yankees, who was one of the rookie contenders last year, who is back full-time this year, as we shown on screen, DLB Yankees 41. Well, he's putting up a Rookie of the Year championship, and, well, Patrick's going to be competing for one of those. So that's your top 5 right now on your running order. Everybody else scrolling through there. You got Doug Ungari, Cody Levitt, Josh Taylor also competing for that Rookie of the Year championship. Cole Dave running a part-time series this year. He's 9th on the board. And Ryan Carlson running for the Rookie of the Year candidate. He is sitting 10th. A bunch of rookies throughout the field, so we're going to have to see how the wily veterans deal with these, wide-open rookies. The rookies might try and put themselves places that they, probably shouldn't be. We're going to have to keep an eye out on that. These guys have been running together, not just here, but they run together on dirt, a lot of these guys, from the super speedway platforms. They are from all over the globe, all over the racing status world, and they're going to compete here. Well, with just about 1 minute and 35 seconds here, we're going to step away. We're going to get our national anthem played, and we'll be right back here for Daytona qualifying action for the Salt Flat IROC series tonight, brought to you by Team McMullen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, welcome back, race fans. Qualifying just began here for your Team McMullen race from Daytona, your season opener. Let's see if we can find some of the action out there, as we got a couple of guys that are just starting to roll themselves out. How about this man right here, Greg O'Berry in the 141 out there on track. Greg has one win to his name here with the IROC series, and that came in last year at the short track of Myrtle Beach, where he was able to outduel a couple of the other guys who were very strong contenders. He stayed out there on some old tires, played the risky game, and he was able to park the 141 in victory lane. One of the other guys that are out here this evening, going to be the 82 here, a brand new driver to the series, Nicholas Bieber. Out here, Nicholas, one of those guys who has been out here on the sim networks for a long time running it now. He's going to step up here to running the IROC series full time. So we're glad to see Nicholas Bieber out here, as he's right now getting that 82 machine up to full song and dance. There are no quick repairs here for the Salt Flat IROC series. Last year they decided we were going to take those quick repairs away because this man that's out here putting in a time here, the number 2 of Jared Haggerty, racing for the Underdog Racing Team, one of those super speedway specialists that we see out here. And right now, he had the quickest time in your practice session. Right now, you see him playing a little bit of strategy, see if he can get as much speed up into that number 2 machine as he can right in the high line. Let's take a look. Here comes Jamie Leach, last year's champion here for his Salt Flat IROC Series, season number 1. He won it by the slimmest margins that you could probably ever imagine, and he crashed on the last lap last year and still was able to walk away with the championship at Pocono. He only won over his teammate by 3 points. 3 points. That's only 2 positions really on track that he was able to keep that lead, and he only finished 6 points ahead of his other teammate of Cole Day, as they not only walked away with a single car championship for Jamie Leach, but they walked away with a team championship for the Deeper Darker Do team. This year, though, Deeper Darker Do having to take one driver away from their series or from their driver selection. So this year it's just that 88 there of Jamie Leach and the number 38 of Cody Levitt, as Cole Day has now gone from running a full-time schedule with the Salt Flat IROC Series down to only a partial schedule. So that's going to hurt that team just a little bit. But right now, there's your left-hand side qualifiers that have put in a time. Joshua Taylor here in the 01 machine has the quick time. And Joshua Taylor did start last year at the tail end of the season. He joined the Salt Flat IROC ranks. Unfortunately, not having enough starts with the IROCs to gain himself not rookie eligible. So actually, that's probably actually a good thing, as he can compete now, as you see more time starting to roll in as they knock Josh Taylor down off the top spot. But let's see where Josh Taylor goes here on his second lap. He's not going to be able to do any better. Actually, he does go a little bit faster, but not fast enough to take down that man who's out front, Hunter Conley. Conley residing out of the Pennsylvania area, driving the number 7 car here tonight. It's going to be a green car. You will notice that a couple of these guys do have similar paint jobs out there, meaning color-wise, that indicates for all the sim racing fans that are tuning in that they are teammates and most likely look for them to kind of work together. With no team, he does have a teammate this year, but Jeff Bergner was last year's pole award winner here from Daytona, and he ran towards the front all night long with that 21 Bergner Racing maroon car. Tonight, though, right now, he's sitting third, because look at that man, Skylar Brown, and the pink mama puts it into second place. Craig Schwartz, who is out here taking a little bit of a, I'm not sure if that's a scenic route or what, but it ain't going to work for him. But he goes P5 on the board. He's your all-time winner here for the Salt Flat IROC Series. He has 7 wins to his name. Orlando Rivera looks like he has put in a qualifying attempt. He goes 13th on the board. Timmy Valenzuela looks like he has his qualifying done as he comes to a stop there after the start-finish line. 24th right now for him. And there's the man we were talking about. Cody Levitt finished second last year in your championship hunt. Right now, way down the running order. He is slotted right now in 29th now. So it looks like all drivers have put in a qualifying attempt here except for one person, Jeff Pogo in the 24 car, not putting in a qualifying time, as qualifying has expired now. The clock is over. There it is. The checker flag waves. Hunter Conley, congratulations on winning the pole here for the season opener from Daytona. So that will wrap up qualifying. Next, we're going to head to our race here from Daytona. 60 laps going to be the distance. Let's see if we can pull up that information for you right now. Here's the track facts for Daytona as these guys are starting to grid up. Daytona's a 4-corner super speedway track. Length here tonight, 2.48 miles. Going to be a 60-lap race. It's going to equal out to right around 149 miles. Track temp right now is a blistering 127 degrees. I heard a lot of these guys kind of complaining in practice that they were trying to push guys and they just were unable to. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that track temp today. But the air temp is a nice, cool 81 degrees here in Daytona Beach, Florida. Wind, you're going to see a 10-mile-an-hour wind coming out of the east, could see a lot of these cars start to dance around once they get formed up into a pack. And let me tell you, I was out there this weekend with these guys, and it is not easy to dance 3 wide with these IROCs. They do like to move around, so we're going to have to see how that is. Hope that nobody seesaws on the back of your bumper the wrong way, because you could end up pointed the wrong direction here tonight. Waiting on just a couple more drivers to grid up so we can get to it here tonight. I know everybody's been waiting, so we thank everybody for joining in here on the Turn 3 Racing Network to watch the Salt Flat IROC Series Team McMullen race here from Daytona. It's been a long off season, and we are glad to have the IROCs back out there on track. Well, as these guys are starting to grid up very slowly, once again, tonight's race is brought to you by Team McMullen, your premier VA lender loan service. Anybody need a loan, not just a VA loan, but any kind of loan, head on over to Team McMullen or hit up one of the drivers that are out here on track right now tonight. Timmy Valenzuela himself is putting up the sponsorship here for working for Team McMullen. As there it is, cars are going to start to roll here for tonight's race here. Your Sim Necessities starting lineup. Starting on the pole here tonight, Hunter Conley, putting the number 7 in good position to start tonight. Skylar Brown in the 73, going to roll off second. Third, going to go to the number 1 of Chris Brown. Jeff Bird are going to start tonight in the 21 machine. 4th position. 5th position going to go to the 02 of Craig Schwartz and Cody Levitt right alongside him in 6th. 7th place going to go to the 000 of Timmy Smith. And how about the 141, Greg O'Berry sitting there in 8th. 9th place going to go to the rookie here of Clarence Bonner in the 13 machine. Look for him. He's been a strong competitor in the offseason. Look for him to come to the front quick. Dwayne LaPrade in the 36, going to start there in 10th. Donald Bennett in the number 31, going to start 11th. 12th going to go to the 00 of Shocked Ungari. The 01 of Josh Taylor going to start 13th. The 40 of Josiah Millen going to roll off 14th. 15th going to go to last year's defending champion, Jamie Leach in the 88 machine. Orlando Rivera, 16th. 17th to the 62 of Colton Farrow. Patrick Smith making his debut here in the 79 machine, 18th. 19th to Jared Hagedorn. 20th goes to the 30 of David Carman. Skip Carman going to start 19th, and Darryl Clauder going to start in 22nd. 23rd going to go to the 88 there of Nicholas Beaver, and the 86 of Jarrett Reichert starts 24th. 25th, Matt Grobelny. 26th, Ryan Carlson. 27th, Timmy Valenzuela. J.P. Brennan going to start 28th. 29th, the Danny Valenzuela. And Michael Whitaker, 30th. 31st, Cole Day. And David Worrell in 32nd. Tony Quadros and Andrew Davis round out our field here. And look at that. Before we're even done, green flags in the air. We're going to go racing for the first time here at Daytona. There it is. You see everybody starting to spread out here early on in the stages. They're going to try and log some laps here from Daytona. Right now, it's Hunter Conley out front, but Chris Brown getting a nice push there from Craig Schwartz there in your 2nd and 3rd positions. That'll put 2 teammates here next side by side, Skylar Brown and Timmy Smith, 2 of the dirt track ringers as they roll down the backstretch. As they roll down the backstretch, Chris Brown had a huge head of steam from the push from Craig Schwartz. He goes to the outside into 3. Let's see who's going to complete the first lap here tonight. Is it going to be Hunter Conley? Is he going to be able to lead his first laps of the season? Starting to already see 2 packs kind of starting to form as they're working off turn number 4 for the first time. Coming across the line is going to be, I believe, Chris Brown's going to get the first lap led of the season. Chris Brown on the outside in that yellow IROC number 1 going to lead the first laps from Daytona. Side by side for the first 4 rows. So your first 8 drivers. Oh, somebody off to the inside there. It's going to be the 02 of Craig Schwartz. It looks like he might be going to the back of the pack, so he'll drop off the back bumper of the number 7 of Hunter Conley as they go down the back stretch. As Hunter Conley now all by himself for a moment. Skylar Brown still trying to get there with that number, or the number if you call it a 000 of Timmy Smith. Side-by-side action still in turns 3 and 4. At the line this time by, who's it going to be? It looks like the outside lane going to prevail once again. Outside line of Chris Brown being able to tote that line around here. Looks like everybody here on lap number 3 minding their own P's and Q's. You don't see too many drivers stepping out of the line to try and make too many moves right now. It looks like Chris Brown going to drop to the inside here, see if he can get a good shove down the backstretch. Look at Hunter Conley, had him all sorts of out of shape. Looks like there is that 0-2 there of Craig Schwartz still dropping to the inside, trying to give some positions up, trying to work his way to the back. But as Chris Brown gave up the outside lane, here comes Jeff Bergner. Bergner trying to pull the outside lane with Cody Levitt pushing him. You see right now only 2 teammates nose to tail. That's Skylar Brown in the 73 and Timmy Smith there in the 000. Then you got to go all the way back till you see the Carbons back there, and they're all the way back in 19th and 20th nose to tail. At the line this time by Chris Brown, going to show you that not only can he hold it on the outside and lead a lap, he's going to hold it to the inside and lead a lap. So Chris Brown leading the charge here at the front of things. It's Chris Brown, Hunter Conley, Jeff Berger, Cody Levitt, Skylar Brown, your top 5, Greg O'Berry, Timmy Smith, Donald Bennett, Clarence Bonner, and then Josh Taylor rounds out the top 10 as they run here in a pack. Craig Schwartz still trying to give up a couple positions, but doesn't want to lose the front draft, so little by little. Look at Chris Brown, though, back to the outside to block Bergner. He saw the run coming to the outside. He went to the outside and blocked it. Now he's getting one heck of a push from the sprint car driver from out west, Bergner. Off turn number 4, they come with a head of steam. Now you can really see 2 packs starting to form. The last driver in the pack, I believe, up front here is going to be the number 40 of Josiah Millen. He runs in the 17th spot, hanging on to the back of the pack. Something gone wrong for, I believe, the 7 machine of Hunter Conley. I think he just blinked straight up and out, and I believe he's off track right now in his showing. So that'll open up the door to the inside lane here for Skylar Brown and Timmy Smith. What is Chris Brown going to do now here with those guys hot on the heels? Oh, there you go. The 7 is back on track, and that might cause an issue. The 7 of Hunter Conley all of a sudden showing back up. He went from the lead all the way back to 9th place, right in front of the 01 of Josh Taylor. Taylor had to throw the parachute out the back to try and avoid a wreck as he reappeared inside of him. Look at that orange car to the inside. Donald Bennett starting to make moves there in the 31. He started towards mid-pack, already up running inside your top 5 here as he's shown 3rd to the inside row. Green flag racing here on lap number 6. Let's take a break here and let's go towards the second pack that's being led by the number 30 of David Carmen, one of the rookies, and Skip Carmen, another rookie nose to tail. And then you got actually quite a few rookies right here in this. You got Nicholas Beaver, he's right there, and Jarrett Reichard also back here in this pack. Couple rookies hanging out together. Right now, your highest running rookie is going to be Clarence Bonner as he's all the way up in the 10th position. You will notice a couple guys out here tonight that you see them with gray paint schemes. Any car you see out on track with a gray paint scheme going to indicate that they are a rookie and have not met the minimum required races to gain a color into the IROC series. That time by Skylar Brown, though, leading that lap. And then you'll also notice a handful of drivers have black paint schemes. Black paint schemes indicate part-time racers here with the IROC series. Like Cole Day right there in the center of all those gray cars indicates that he is a part-time racer this year, not running for championship points. But at the front, still got the pink duo, Skylar Brown, Timmy Smith, inside pulling the line. Chris Brown right now looks like he's on an island all by himself on the top side. Nobody there to help him out. There you see Bergner really far behind him right now on that, so he's not up on the bumper, not getting the momentum. See how they come off turn 4. Action at the back of the field. Someone is around. I believe Michael Whitaker in the 707 was around. And I believe a bunch more, something piling in there down towards the start-finish line. Andrew Davis wrapped up into this one. We're got a lot of jumping through the timing and scoring. We're going to have to go back and take a peek and see what's going on. Macro Belney in the 4s around, Cole Day in the 37, so we got a mess here to dissect on lap number 8. Let's throw it back a little bit and rewind here because this started towards the back of the pack here. Macro Belney, the green car to the outside. We know he was involved along with the 37 of Cole Day. Let's see what happens here. Is he a slower car? First thing happens, Michael Whitaker and Andrew Davis get together with J.P. Brennan towards the back of the pack. Then not sure. Oh, it looks like something happened there to that blue car. It looks like it was Colton Farrow, and everybody piled in on top of that. Everybody taking evasive actions. Cole Day is going around, though. Let's throw her in reverse and go see if we can catch an onboard with Cole Day. There was your next level onboard with Cole Day, and you can just tell he had no idea what was coming, and around he went. There was your one onboard with next level racing onboard camera. Let's see if we can go back a little bit farther. I believe there's something else that transpired in there a little bit farther. That's the 62 of Colton Farrell on the outside lane here. See him in that teal, blue, aqua-colored 62 to the outside lane. The pack was starting to come around Colton Farrow, and then not sure. Oh, maybe a little net code there between him and Beaver. He tried to keep it up to the outside. Jared Hagedorn then made a left-hand turn right into Cole Day, Macro Belney, and that started a little bit of a pile-up back there. So a couple guys taking it through the grass to avoid all of that going on. But pit stops are starting to happen here. Chris Brown led all your leaders down pit road. Everyone down pit road right now. Looks like Hunter Conley has that first pit stall. Let's see if he's going to be able to come out. Here comes, looks like that's going to be the 000 of Timmy Smith. Then it looks like Chris Brown, Skylar Brown. And then Hunter Conley going to come out of pit road. And it's the mad dash, but a couple guys staying out here. It looks like Jeff Bergner, Dwayne LaPrade, and Orlando Rivera staying out here under your first yellow. But the first one off pit road with 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel going to be the 000 of Timmy Smith. Chris Brown follows him, then Skylar Brown, Hunter Conley, Donald Bennett, Greg O'Berry, Doug Ungari, Clarence Bonner, Jamie Leach, and then Craig Schwartz, Josh Taylor, and Josiah Millen round out your top 15 drivers out there on track. Right now, it looks like 2 drivers have taken their cars to the hauler. There are no quick repairs here tonight, so if you get into an accident, it's one of those you kind of either have to sit on pit road and get it fixed or pack it up and head on to next week. And those drivers have decided it's not worth the time to try and get that car fixed as they are off the track. Looks like now Jeff Bergner led a lap. He's going to bring the 21 down pit road. He will leave Dwayne LaPrade and Orlando Rivera out there, though. So here on lap number 10, we're under caution. Let's see if we can get our first interview of the season in with somebody. And what do you say if we get the interview here with none other than the fan favorite, the number 4 driver, Macro Belney? You got a copy?
I got a copy, Roger. How you doing?
Well, Matt, we're doing pretty good up here in the booth, but it looks like you were wrapped up in that last incident. What transpired out there on track?
Well, we had the little pack over in the back with a 2x2, you know, just kind of cruising around, and we came up on Colton there, who seemed to have lost the draft, and it just didn't turn out too well. He hit the wall. I think some guys overreacted, but we're all good out here.
Yeah, it still looks like the green machine there. It still has some pretty straight quarter panels on it. Do you think she's going to be able to draft just fine out here tonight?
Oh yeah, definitely here at Daytona. I'll be fine. Just hook up with a guy and pull me up to the front.
Well, I don't know anything about hooking up with a guy, but hey, good luck here. You're sitting back there. I think you're showing right around the 29th, 28th position. See if you can get that 4 back up to the front of the pack here tonight, and maybe we'll look for you after the race.
All right, that sounds good, Roger. Thank you.
Well, that was the driver of Macro Belney. You saw him wrapped up in that last caution flag. He's going to have a lot of work to do now coming from the back of the pack to try and get back up front. But Lights are off on the pace car, so we're going to go back green flag racing right here as you see the iRacing pace car duck in. Dwayne LaPrade and the 13 going to lead us to green with Orlando Rivera. And they're back to the loud pedal already. No hesitation for Dwayne LaPrade. He says it's time to go. Let's go, baby, go. Question is, though, is Dwayne LaPrade too far out here on Timmy Smith? Because that pink machine is coming right now, though. Orlando Rivera going to split the two teammates of Timmy Smith and Skylar Brown. Look at Smith go straight up the field. He goes up the track. He's going to run Orlando with him. Now he's going to jump down right in front of his teammate, Skylar Brown. Looks like a strategic play there by that pink team, as they are now going to be nose to tail again on the inside lane. There you see a couple of the rookies to the outside lane there, the blue cars that are together, Clarence Bonner and Nicholas Bieber. They are working together on the outside. They're the 4th and 5th car to the outside lane. At the line, let's see who's going to lead the first lap back to green. Give that to the 54 of Orlando Rivera. He leads that lap. He leads the lap in side-by-side for the top 15 cars. They're all side-by-side. Nobody giving way just yet. You got to go back here to Jared Hagedorn in 16th place. He's kind of pulling that second pack. You already see the second pack starting to form. Those guys in the second pack, they try and drop away from the field to try and stay away from all the madness. And, well, then fortunately they couldn't stay away tonight. They were wrapped up in the madness. I do see one driver has called it a night here. Andrew Davis in the 22 has taken the 22 to the hauler, who mistakenly said that there was 2 cars. It's only 1 car is taking it to the hauler, as David Whirl is still out there on track circling right now, though shown 1 lap down. So that inside lane looking pretty stout with Smith pushing LaPrade. Let's see at the line. It's going to be Dwayne LaPrade leading the lap here. Right now, LaPrade has led the last 3 laps, 2 of them under caution, 1 under green. And Orlando Rivera looks like he's going to be put into the sucker hole. Chris Brown going to the outside. He's got the rookie train behind him. 3 wide racing here at the front of the field. He also got the number 7 there of Hunter Conley stuck in the middle, nowhere to go. And now it looked like Orlando had just enough room to move up in front of Brown. Brown's going to try and slide underneath him, though, through the middle. Somebody down through the grass. I believe that might be... I'm not exactly sure who that was. Let's see if we can find it, though. Jamie Leach is down through the grass right now. Mac Grobelny, that's not Grobelny, but let's see. Jamie Leach is down through the grass involved in this one. We'll have to throw it back on a little bit of a rewind here on lap number 13. What happened going down the backstretch? Oh, Jamie Leach gets turned into Josh Taylor. Those two then scooting down the backstretch. Jamie Leach saves it from hitting the infield. There you see Jared Hagedorn going down. Daryl Qualt, is that Daryl, I believe, going through the grass also. So looks like the man who's going to get the worst end of all this is going to be Josh Taylor. Let's throw a reverse a little bit and see from over top what happened from the blimp cam. Looks like Jarrett Reichard right there in the 89. One of the rookies gave a little tap there to the 88 of Jamie Leach and came off the back bumper. Look at that. Oh, he just barely gets him in the right rear up into Josh Taylor. Those two go around. Nobody else involved in this, though, so just 2-car incident here on lap number 13. Dwayne LaPrade is still your leader out front with Orlando Rivera in second. I believe we're going to see both those drivers come down pit road here because they've been out there for 14 laps on fuel, so they're probably going to come down this time and get fuel with the rest of your leaders here to stay on the same cycle. Oh, here comes your 2 leaders. Everybody else going to stay out. Boy, oh boy, is that going to shuffle them straight to the back of the pack here tonight. Your first taker, then, I believe that's going to come on pit road with these guys. Going to be all the way back towards, I believe that's Timmy Valenzuela bringing down the pack with Danny Valenzuela also coming down. Going to bring a whole slew of guys with him towards the back of the field. Macro Belney's in. Jamie Leach is coming in. Looks like Cody Levitt also coming down pit road. Looks like David Carmen's going to be the first one off pit road of the guys who elected to come in. So it's going to be David Carmen restarting in 15th with Skip Carmen coming out there 16th. Tony Quadros, one of the rookies. We haven't got to talk about Tony Quadros, but Quadros coming out there in 17th spot. Then it's going to be Craig Schwartz, Cody Levitt, Matt Grobelny, Jamie Leach, Jared Hagerdorn coming out of pit road. But let's talk about the guys who elected to stay out there. Chris Brown, Timmy Smith, Skylar Brown, Clarence Bonner, and Hunter Conley back up inside the top 5 here tonight. So here on lap number 15, working our second yellow of the evening. Your lap leader so far here tonight has been Chris Brown out front. He has led 6 laps. Dwayne LaPrade has led 4. Skylar Brown has led 2. Jeff Bergener has led 1, with Orlando Rivera leading 1 lap also. Looking through some of the points and stats from last year, Chris Brown, who finds himself out front, did not have the season he wanted in the inaugural season. Really had a rough showing. He finished the points last season all the way back in the 28th position. We know Chris Brown out there is one of those strong-willed competitors. If there's a way, there's a will, and he will find it. Right now tonight, finds himself in a good spot up there in P1. But man, look at the dirt racers behind him, Timmy Smith and Skylar Brown. How about the highest running rookie of Clarence Bonner? Clarence, one of those guys who I've seen him out there on a couple websites of beastracing.com, and boy, does he have some statistics that'll make you scratch your head and wonder how that man isn't in a real car himself, other than just here on the sim racing networks. Talking about guys who are in real cars, I believe I just saw Timmy Smith, who is one of the drivers for the Casey Kane Racing esports team. I believe I just saw him a handful of weeks ago out on the West Coast doing some dirt racing. Got a chance and flew all the way out there. He's an Ohio native, but flew all the way out to the West Coast to get himself on a dirt, or I believe it was a dirt 600 or a dirt midget, and he ripped around, turned some laps, and made the A main. Unsure of where he actually ended up finishing. I didn't get to see the final results, but I know he made the A main out there. Skylar Brown, one of those 600 drivers, also out here. We don't just have drivers in the league. How about Josiah Millen here, sitting in the 8th spot, part of that Keystone Motorsports team, his teammate of Donald Bennett right behind him. Josiah Millen residing out of the Pennsylvania area. He's part of a crew member for a modified team that races at Grandview Speedway on a weekly basis. Crew member Josiah Millen out here showing that it's just not racers that get to come out here and have fun. Crew members themselves get to come have some fun. And he also has one of his team, not a teammate here for the IROC series, but one of his teammates, Jarrett Reichert, who is a rookie in contention this year. Jarrett Reichert, also one of those drivers that helps out on the Jordan Henn Racing team. But it looks like the lights on the pace car are going to go out. And Chris Brown going to elect to take the inside here. Let's see how they form up the cars here. It's going to be Chris Brown to the inside. Then it's going to be Timmy Smith on the outside. Skylar Brown going to start that 73 machine to the inside. And then Clarence Bonner there on the outside. Then it's going to be Hunter Conley to the inside with a little bit of damage on that machine. Then it's going to be Greg O'Berry in the red machine. Nicholas Bieber going to start there in your 7th spot with Josiah Millen in 8th, Donald Bennett 9th, and Doug Ungari going to round out the top 10 here on our restart. Still have 34 out of the 35 entries on track here tonight. See them all out there on track in the colors. They're going to let it loose next time by. It'll be lap number 18 taking the green flag. That'll give us 43 laps to the finish of this one here tonight. Right now, every driver that is in the lobby here is back on your lead lap. Last man on the field, though, going to be the 36 of Dwayne LaPrade, who was just up front here in a handful of laps ago. Him and Orlando were the last ones to pit, and it really hurt them as you hear a lot of those guys catching back up to the back of the field here. Coming off turn number 4, though, we should see the iRacing Mustang make the left-hand turn and head towards pit road. There you see the iRacing pace car down and away. It's out of here. Back to green flag. Racing on lap number 18 we go, and it's going to be led here by the number 1 of Chris Brown. Timmy Smith, though, timed it perfect on the outside. He got a great start, but I don't believe he's going to have enough time. Oh, we got a crash towards the back. One up and over. Doug Ungari is flipping. Boy, we got a lot piled up on this restart. Josh Taylor there. It looks like the 19 of Skip Carmen also involved. Here comes the iRacing pace car right back out onto the field. I believe Cody Levitt's involved in that, and I believe Jared Riker was on his lid. All right, let's go from above here and try and sort out what happened on this restart. We know Doug Ungari was wrapped up involved in this one. It happened all around the 10th position on this restart. Oh, it looked like the 40 of Josiah Millen missed the shift, got tagged by Doug Ungari. And Ungari's up and over. Look at everybody spread out to try and avoid the wreck. A lot of them getting woed up. I believe Skip Carmen. I believe that's Michael Whitaker, Josh Taylor, Cody Levitt actually all getting the worst of it with Jared Reichert on his roof. Millen took the ride through the infield. Well, let's go back just a little bit here and let's watch this from Doug Ungari's cockpit camera. Nowhere to go for Doug Ungari. You heard him off the throttle playing with it, and then it just seemed like Millen missed the shift, and Ungari had nowhere to go. Not enough time for him to check up, so that's unfortunate circumstances there for those drivers. I think Doug Ungari's car might be pretty much beat up. So if my count is right, I believe a total of 8 cars involved in lap number 19 as Doug Ungari has got his tires pointed kind of in the wrong direction. Let's see, maybe we can catch a word here with Doug Ungari real quick as he comes down pit road in the 00 Underdog Racing. Doug, you got a copy? Roger here in the booth.
Yes, sir. I got you, Roger.
Well, Doug, it looks like that 00 is pretty tore up. How much damage is on that machine? Are you going to be able to get it back out there on track tonight?
I got about 8.5 minutes required. I'll sit here and wait it out. It's a long race.
Yeah, it's a long race, and every point's going to matter towards the end of the year. What was happening out there? It looked like somebody maybe missed a shift out in front of you.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if it was Josiah, but I tried to stay out of his rear end, but Pogo was right on my butt and didn't have much of a choice. Just a chain reaction.
Yeah, with the super speedway racing the way it is. And tell us about these cars. We know they're kind of an old, clunkier style gearbox. Does that really play havoc with a lot of the guys coming up through the gears?
Yeah, you know, on that first restart we had, I restarted in second, but I just that one there I was in third. I got a heck of a lot better jump, and that might have been the issue. I got up on Josiah too much, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but right now with 8 minutes of required repairs for the 00 of Doug Ungari, it doesn't look like he's going to be leaving pit road for, well, at least 8 minutes of required. So, Doug, sit it out. Good luck. Come back out there, possibly gain a couple more positions here tonight.
All right, thank you, sir.
There you heard it from the 00 of Doug Ungari. His shocking face pretty much tells you the story of the ride that he just took out there, and it's an unfortunate circumstances for him, but I believe we have a new leader out here. And it's going to be Hunter Conley as the Valenzuela brothers are going to bring him down pit road. There you see Danny Valenzuela leading his brother of Timmy Valenzuela down pit road, and a handful of other drivers are going to take the opportunity here on the second lap here under caution, but looks like Hunter Conley going to roll the dice. He's going to stay out there. Darrell Clauder also going to stay out there with Colton Farrow. Orlando Rivera playing the same strategy as the man behind him, Dwayne LaPrade. They stay out there. They've been out there for only 4 laps since we went back green flag racing and then right back to the yellow, so they're able to save a lot of fuel as we pace here under caution. David Carbon is 6th. Timmy Smith in 7th. Skylar Brown is 8th with Chris Brown 9th. And Tony Quadros, slowly but surely, the number 12 of Tony Quadros, one of the rookie candidates, making his way into the top 10 here on lap number 21. So as we're here pacing, we'll be right back with more action here from the Daytona Speedway. Tonight presented by Team McMullen, your premier VA lender loans.
coming for a splash. Three, two, one, now. All clear. Punch it. Great job. You did really well.
Welcome back to Daytona, race fans, for your Team McMullen opening race here for the Salt Flat IROC Series. Under caution here on lap 23, but good news, lights on the pace car are out. We should go back green flag racing here on lap 23. So notable guys that were wrapped up in that wreck. Jared Reichard has about 8 minutes of required repairs, along with Doug Ungori having 8 minutes of repairs. They sit 32nd and 33rd, but I heard both of those drivers will be sticking around. It's a long season. They're going to want every point they can. Michael Whitaker was involved in that one. He sits 31st. He's back out there on track. Jeff Bergner's back out on track. Cody Levitt has some damage, but he's out there on track battling it. He's on the lead lap yet. Josiah Millen is also back out there in 29th on track, ready to roll and come back towards the field. So it just looks like 29 drivers left on your lead lap. 2 drivers 1 lap down, and then 2 drivers 4 laps down with a lot of repairs. But when we go back green flag racing, it will be Hunter Conley, Daryl Lauder, Colton Farrow, Orlando Rivera, Dwayne LaPrade, and David Carmen, your top 6 drivers. And it's Timmy Smith, Chris Brown, Skylar Brown, Greg O'Berry, your top 10 drivers. So let's re-rack them, line them up, double file here, waiting for the iRacing pace car to duck in. We'll go back green flag racing on 24. See a bunch of the other guys tagging the rear of the field here, just getting caught up. And here we go. Hunter Conley's on the loud pedal early. He's going to say, go, baby, go. Let's try and run away from these aqua-colored guys that are just behind there. That's the 99 of Daryl and the 62 of Colton Farrow. Remember back a whiles back, that first caution that came out, Colton Farrow was involved in that, but he's got that 62 machine running in second right now. Your top 3, top 4 drivers, looks like a lot of them single filed out. You got to go all the way back here to the 8th place battle that's brewing with Orlando Rivera and Greg O'Berry to find side-by-side action. And now that we say side-by-side action, how about that outside pink duo? They always want to go towards the front. Timmy Smith going to lead the outside charge right now. Timmy Smith, Skylar Brown, then Orlando Rivera on your outside. As they dance it down into turn numbers 3 and 4. Now look at the lead here. You got Colton Farrell all over the back bumper of his ex-teammate there of Conley. They were teammates last year. This year, no longer teammates. Going to mix things up. They felt better about splitting ways. They split the ways, but they still find themselves nose to tail here. Lap 24 about to be in the books. Going to be led by the 7 of Hunter Conley. Colton Farrow there. Now going to jump to the outside. His teammate of Daryl's going to go with him. They're going to block the pink train if they can. Daryl doesn't quite get the block up there on Timmy Smith. Smith's going to go even higher. He was almost up into the wall. Now he's going to go high again. Smith going to lead the charge to the outside. 3 wide racing here at the front. 3 wide racing down the backstretch. Look at it. Here comes Timmy Smith to the outside. Skylar Brown with him. Colton Farrell and Daryl Lauder there in the middle. Hunter Conley on the island all by himself as they go down into 3. 3 wide at the front. Skylar Brown almost making contact into the wall. Looks like Clarence, or not Clarence, who is that? That is Clarence Bonner there in the outside, the blue machine. You saw him blink out for just a moment. How about now? Now things are getting really crazy. Here comes Chris Brown. He's going to push the middle. Tony Quadro's also bringing the 12 machine. There's your top 10. They are 3 wide for the top 10 positions. 3 wide. Donald Bennett sits back there in 12th just off the back of this pack there with that orange 31 machine. 3 wide for the first 3 rows right now. Give it to Daryl as he has the 99, looking like he's the leader. But here comes the 62 of Farrow. Right back to the inside. He's still got Conley now back pushing him. It's Farrow, Conley, O'Berry, Rivera there to your inside. Oh, look at a little brown there a little bump from Chris Brown. Kind of made the inside lane go down below the yellow line. They all separated. That's going to give them momentum to the outside. Outside lane in 3 looks like going to be the 000. The pink cars to the outside. They have the momentum right now. Look at them as they rumble through 3 and 4. Still 3 wide racing at the front. White knuckle high speed Daytona super speedway action. At the line, it's going to be the outside line. It looks Tim Smith going to lead that lap. Timmy Smith pulling the outside freight train. You got Smith, you got Brown, then you have Bonner on the outside. Then it's Brown and Quadros in the middle with Clauder, Farrow, Conley, and O'Berry to the inside. Now Rivera's going to join the inside lane right there, sitting right behind these guys. Not sure where he wants to go. That's David Carman, one of the rookies, sitting back there in 11th with Donald Bennett trailing him. Then you got a beat-up car there. I believe that's the 19 of Skip Carman. He's kind of pulling that other pack back to the front there. A lot of beat-up cars in that. But at the front, still 3 wide. Now Chris Brown's bringing it through the middle. Chris Brown being pushed by Tony Quadros right up the gut. Who's going to have it this time off turn number 4? As, oh boy, there's a little bobble there to the inside. Little bobble to the inside. Look at him fan. Only a 2-car tandem to the outside now because Greg O'Berry joined the middle group. That's going to give less cars to the outside. Let's see if Tim Smith and Skylar Brown can pull the outside. At the line, though, was that yellow car there of Chris Brown leading the way. Chris Brown showing he can be a force here. Oh, look at that bump from Tony Quadros in the middle of the corner. That loosened up Chris Brown, and that allowed the inside there of Darrell to come back. Darrell and Colton really pushing it. Oh, who was that jumped to the outside? I believe that was Clarence Bonner. He went right up in front of Tim Smith. He said, I want to go to the front. You push me now. So as he checked up that whole outside line, the third lane going to dissipate. Clarence still to the outside trying to make it work, but it looks like he's going to be the odd man out there, 2 by 2, and he is the odd man to the outside. So now is there 2 wide racing at the front of it. It's going to be Chris Brown leading the outside. I believe we have 2 cars off the pace here. Probably trying to short pit this. It looks like the Carmans down to pit road here. The 19 of Skip and the number 30 of David going to be the first 2 to hit pit road here. They may have hit their window. I believe you can go about 30 laps on fuel, so those 2 are going to bring it down pit road here. Be the first ones to turn it over. Maybe they're also playing the strategy. If they can get down, get some fuel, and get out, maybe they can stay on the lead lap. It's going to be interesting to see how that works. Clarence Bonner, though, still rolling the top side. Nobody up there to help him right now. We're down the backstretch here on lap 29. You see everybody else starting to single file out. I believe you got to go all the way back here. I believe right around once you hit the 12th position, 11th, 12th position, Donald Bennett, Ryan Carlson, Nicholas Beaver. I believe all those drivers single filed and then look towards the back here. Jeff Pogo back here leading the way in that bright orange car right in front of Matt Grobelny. They're just kind of sitting back here riding around. They got Craig Schwartz there with Cole Day in those black machines. Then you got the Valenzuela brothers back there. Timmy Valenzuela 19th. Danny is sitting there in 20th. So there's strategy being played all throughout the field. That time at the line, Darrell going to lead that lap for the inside blue team. Chris Brown still being pushed by Tony Quadros. It seems like that's a good duo there working together with Greg O'Berry just attached to the back of that. Then you got the dirt track ringers. Tim Smith's got, oh, big wiggle out of Brown. Tony Quadros goes to follow him. Greg O'Berry tried to follow also. That's going to lose a lot of momentum for the outside lane down the backstretch once again here on lap 30. Let's take a peek. It looks like David Carman and Skip Carman coming off pit road. They did go 1 lap down under that whole transition there of pitting. As now you see them coming down the backstretch as your leaders are already off into turn 3, halfway through turn 3. Now coming out of turn number 4. Gonna get the halfway to go marker right here. Nobody coming out of your lead pack down pit road. So with none of your leaders coming down pit road here at the halfway marker, Chris Brown going to add another notch to his book. Give Chris Brown 11 laps out front. He's led the most laps here to your halfway point. Can he hang on here tonight? Nothing has changed up here in the front of this group. You got another group back here that's 2 by 2. It looks like being led by Nicholas Beaver. He's up here in the blue machine right in front of Craig Schwartz and Cole Day. Jamie Leach has gone to the outside in that purple 88. He's being pushed by Jeff Pogo. So you have 2 packs here. Side-by-side racing, I heard, though, through the grapevine is actually a little bit faster than running single file nose to tail. So that back pack getting organized, going 2 by 2, trying to run down your leaders. Oh, a big wiggle off the bottom there for the leader of Darrell. Darrell going to take a little bit of a bobble. He's going to go up the track into Chris Brown. He's going to make contact, I believe. Here comes Hunter Conley. Conley going to come down pit road. I believe I see one of the pink cars off the momentum there. I believe that's going to be Timmy Valenzuela. Valenzuela off the pace, but he's not coming down pit road. It's going to be a lonely way down pit road here for the 7 of Hunter Conley. So Conley gives up a top 5 running spot to come down pit road, and contact! Contact between O'Berry and Quadros. I believe Rivera also getting wrapped up in that, but we stay green flag racing as both those drivers hang on to it down off the racing surface. It's going to lose a lot of ground, though, for O'Berry and Orlando Rivera as they go from being inside the top 10 all the way back into your 20th running positions. Let's rewind it just a little bit and see if we can catch what happened there with those drivers. Let's go over top here from a rewind. Well, it didn't quite catch what we wanted. Let's throw it back one more time. There's O'Berry trying to go up the middle. Tony Quadros leaves the gap. He tried to fill it, made the contact. Unfortunately, not going to work out for either of those two drivers because they are well off the pace. Now here comes Orlando. He's going to bring it down pit road, but now we got single file at the front of your pack here tonight. Single file, and it's led by Darrell Clauter, then Chris Brown, Timmy Smith, Skylar Brown, Colton Farrow, Tony Quadros, and Clarence Bonner, your top 7 drivers, and they have broken away by about 2 seconds over this little group of drivers right here with Donald Bennett, Nicholas Bieber, and Ryan Carlson round out your top 10. So just to check up, it looks like Jeff Bergner also is taking the 21 down pit road to get service. Hunter Conley coming back out on track right now. Orlando Rivera also going to be down there on pit road. Still single file at the front of this one. Single file out back here, led by, I believe that's going to be the O2, the blinking O2 machine of Craig Schwartz. And you see a couple drivers that are going to come down pit road here. It looks like Jeff Pogo coming down with Macro Belney. They're going to come down pit road this time. Somebody having a little bit of trouble coming into pit road. Greg O'Berry having troubles in the 141 machine. Let's throw it back and see. Greg O'Berry coming in hot. Oh, he just gets on the brakes too hard. O'Berry goes around, smacks the inside wall. That's going to be rough for Greg O'Berry as he's already had a rough night, rough sledding, and now he missed his pit stall. The day just keeps getting worse for Greg O'Berry. Back at the front, Darrell Clauter still leading the way. Tony Quadros, though, trying to take the outside lane all by himself and take the lead. No help for Tony Quadros to the outside lane. Any of your leaders coming down this time? Here comes the blue team. Darrell Clauter going to lead the way to pit road for those guys. Looks like Darrell, Colton, and I believe that's going to be one of the rookies there. Is that Ryan Carlson? No, Ryan Carlson's going to stay out on track. So now that time by, though, at the line, that was going to be led by Tony Quadros. So Quadros marks his name into the books here of laps led tonight. Here on lap 35. So now you got a 4-car train here at the front. Just 4 drivers left in your little group here. That's Tim Smith, Skylar Brown, Tony Quadros, Clarence Bonner leading the way. Then you got a gap back here to the next group. That's Nicholas Bieber all by himself. That's Macro Belney coming out of pit road. He is a lap down right now. And then you have this other group led by Craig Schwartz, Jamie Leach, Cole Day. They have yet to pit as they jump in right behind. That looks like the 21 of Jeff Bergner. So pit strategy coming into play. Nobody out of your lead pack going to come down this time by. Looks like everybody in your top 8 going to stay out. Let's see, where is Patrick Smith? Patrick Smith, that gray car right there in the center of your screen. He's going to stay out. He's shown right now in your 9th position. 10th position going to be Jared Hagedorn. He's back here being pushed by the 25 of David Whirl as they work their way around Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor also battling with them for position. That's the battle for 10th, 11th, and 12th on track. Cody Levitt is your last driver on the lead lap, and I believe he has lost the draft, and he is out there just circling the track right now. He's also got 2 drivers that have got beat up cars behind him. That's Doug Ungari there in the 00 as he goes to the outside of Cody Levitt. And the 707 of Michael Whitaker. Whitaker is 1 lap down, shown 31st. Doug Ungari is 32nd right now, shown 8 laps down. 1 driver 11 laps down is going to be Jarrett Reichert. He's out there in 33rd. Let's see where your leaders are now on track. They are right there. The pink 2 cars leading the way. They are not going to come down here on lap 36. They are going to run it out. They've been been out there for 17 laps on this fuel run here for Timmy Smith, Skylar Brown, Clarence Bonner right now with Tony Quadros, the 4th car here in line. Let's see, where is Nicholas Beaver? Beaver is shown 3 seconds behind, and all those guys that are with him pretty much, well, just the outside two of Jeff Bergner and Matt Grobelny are laps down. Craig Schwartz, there you see him in the blinking black O2 machine. He's on the same strategy as the 82 there of Nicholas, along with Jamie Leach and Cole Day. This pack right here is 4 seconds behind your leader right now. There's your lead pack, and right behind them you can see that other pack of cars. So your leader's not in a hurry. They're just out here trying to turn laps. I believe that's the 38 of Cody Levitt they're working up on. They're going to put Cody Levitt a lap down, so that will now only leave 12 drivers on your lead lap. So this pack works around the lap car now of Cody Levitt. They're set their eyes out the front. That'd be the 707 of Michael Whitaker. They're going to look to put him 2 laps down, and then Doug Ungari, they're going to look to put him 9 laps down. I believe we're under caution. Somebody turned around. I believe David Whirl might be involved in this one. Not quite sure. David Whirl, let's see as he's out here following Jared Hagerdorn. David Whirl looks like he was coming down pit road. Oh, what happened? Did he lose the handle on the 25? He tried to gather it up. Not sure what happened with David Whirl. Maybe David Whirl not the guy we're looking for. Is it Danny Valenzuela? Interesting strategy here as we're not seeing any indication of who brought out that caution. Yeah, we're not getting an indication of where the yellow is. We heard the tires squeal, but we didn't see what happened. Not getting any report. So an interesting yellow. We're going to have to try and find out what happened with that one as we're under caution here as we come back live. Be interesting to see where that yellow was brought out from. We'll find out for you here in just a couple moments. Back here under yellow, so now that's going to actually throw a huge monkey wrench into this because a lot of guys have already made their pit stops and their final ones here tonight. And as those guys made their pit stops, let's check the timing and scoring. We only have 10 drivers on your lead lap. Your last car on the lead lap is Jared Hagedorn. So you will see all your leaders coming down pit road here, led by Timmy Smith, Skylar Brown, Clarence Bonner, and Tony Quadros. They will all be coming down pit road here. As there we have the confirmation, Darrell Lauder and I believe the 62 of Colton Farrow, who we were watching there, are the reason we're here under yellow. There you see already the incident starting to happen there. Let's rewind it just a little bit farther. There, nose to tail. They had just come off pit road. Colton pushing Darrell in the 99, trying to get momentum built up in those cars. This is the replay from lap 38 that we're watching right here on our screen. Colton Farrow knew it was time to go. He just hooked Darrell in the wrong position going into the corner. 2 teammates making a mistake here trying to get up to speed. So that's unfortunate for those guys. As looks like a couple of your leaders, actually Craig Schwartz being the first one off pit road here. So 2 teammates going around on lap 38, bringing out our caution flag here. Throwing the monkey wrench in as Skylar Brown's still sitting here on pit road. Craig Schwartz has already had his stop, and he is already gone. He packed it, I believe, possibly with just fuel for the O2 machine. Then it's going to be Timmy Smith, Skylar Brown, as they spent almost 50 seconds on pit road. Clarence Bonner going to come off pit road. Then with Jamie Leach. Cody Levitt has yet to pit, I believe, in the 38 machine as he was the waiver round recipient. He'll be allowed to come in and pit next time by. So Nicholas Beaver comes off there in 6th. Jared Hagedorn 8th. Patrick Smith 9th. And Cole Day comes out in your 10th position. So interesting strategy being deployed here by Craig Schwartz. Let's see if we can possibly get a word in with Craig Schwartz here in just a moment as he catches up to the top of the field. As now there's an even more interesting plot to the story here with Craig Schwartz because he's actually coming back down pit road. I wonder if he actually didn't get any fuel in the O2 machine. So we're actually keeping an eye on that and see what's happening with Craig Schwartz. So that will turn the lead actually back over to Timmy Smith, Skylar Brown. So we get the 20 to go marker that time by as we circle around here. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be back here to bring you the final 20 laps here from Daytona for the season opener for the Salt Flat IROC Series, presented tonight by Team McMullen. And welcome back here to Daytona for the season opener for the Salt Flat IROC Series. Right now, strategy being deployed all through the garage. We'll see if we can bring it to you, but right now, your leaders are going to be Clarence Bonner there to the inside in the blue machine with Jamie Leach to his outside. Nicholas Beaver right there in your third position with Jared Haggard in fourth, Patrick Smith fifth, Tony Quadros sixth as we're getting ready to let the green flag drop here. Heard strategy throughout. I believe blue team of Derek Lauder and Colton Farrell are out of this one completely. Too much damage, about 30-some minutes of repairs for those cars. And we're back to green flag racing. Clarence Bonner going to get a great start there to the inside. Jamie Leach going to get a good start too. He's going to be able to file in there into second. And it's going to be Nicholas Beaver side by side with the super speedway specialists of Jared Hagedorn with Tony Quadros, who we know is a great pusher, sitting there right behind Hagedorn. Then to the inside, going to be another rookie. Look at all the rookies up to the top five. Skylar Brown right now, since they got those guys, actually, it looks like they pitted to top off the fuel tanks. And they're way back in the pack trying to make their way back up through. Right now you have a handful of different drivers on strategies. I believe Chris Brown, Donald Bennett are back here on the lead lap with Jeff Pogo. And I believe that's Hunter Conley sitting right there. Those guys are sitting 12th on back, and they're trying to catch this front pack. They pitted late there under the 1 to go marker. and they weren't caught back up to the field just yet. But right now, Clarence Bonner, Nicholas Beaver onto your inside. Two of your rookies trying to ruin the parade here. Last year, we had a rookie come into Daytona and win it. Can one of these two rookies come in here tonight and ruin it? 4 rookies in your top 6 positions as they run with 17 laps to go. You got Clarence still to the inside with Jamie on the outside. Jared Hagedorn still running the top side, trying to get to the back bumper of the 88 of Leach. And I believe that's the 01 car of Josh Taylor. Taylor is well down the running order, running in 20th, but he's sitting right there. Oh, look at the big weave off Beaver. Beaver was trying to push Bonner on the inside, and you saw that car all sorts of out of shape going down the backstretch. That all happening right in front of the 79 there of Patrick Smith and Tony Quadros. I'm sure both those drivers were yelling into the microphone. Right now, you see that orange car. The number 40 of Josiah Millen right now is your lucky dog recipient if something would to happen. If a shoe booty would fall off on track, that orange car there in the mix, he's a lap down, followed by the 2 purple cars to the inside behind him. That's David Carbon and Skip Carbon. Both those drivers also a lap down after the strategy they had deployed. It just didn't work for them. They all got trapped a lap down. So you got lap down cars mixed in the mix here with the leaders. And still at the front, Clarence Bonner still leading the way here with 16 laps to go. Jamie Leach looks like he's on an island all by himself because it doesn't look like the 2 of Jared Hagedorn can get quite up to the back bumper. Jared now has drifted all the way back into Josh Taylor's territory, seeing if he can get him to push him back to the lead. The laps are starting to wind down here now from Daytona. We'll see the 15 to go marker. 15 laps to go. I believe we should all have enough fuel to go the rest of the way as they come off turn 4. Let's look at them as they hang them high and wide. You saw all the action up close and personal. Oh, Jared Hagedorn, all sorts of out of shape there. Jared Hagedorn trying to work the outside there with Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor in that maroon 01. Got Jared Hagedorn all crossed up off turn number 2. You saw Jared Hagedorn seesawing back and forth on the wheel. Boy, oh boy, was that close. I could have took out a whole bunch of your front runners here. Right now, Bonner and Beaver don't want to see any kind of yellow as they are nose to tail to the inside. The rookie train, that whole inside row right now, all the way back to the orange car. All 4 of those inside drivers, all rookies here this year. The outside driver, the 3rd car to the outside lane, that's going to be the 01 of Taylor. He's also a rookie. He may not be on the lead lap, but he's still a rookie, and he's still trying to help someone out, trying to find a dancing partner as we got 14 laps to go. 14 laps to go, and just checking up real quick back on Chris Brown because he was the leader of this backpack. Chris Brown, Donald Bennett, Jeff Pogo, Hunter Conley, Ryan Carlson, and David Worrell back here. They are still sitting at a solid 6 seconds flat behind your lead pack. So right now, a lot of those guys who ran up front all day long in trouble here in the late going. Oh, somebody around towards mid-pack. I believe Bennett's going for a ride. Bennett and that looks like Ryan Carlson. 2 drivers off the racing surface. No caution is being thrown. What happened there between those drivers? Let's throw it in reverse just a little bit. Let's see what happened to Ryan Carlson. He's on the outside. Jeff Pogo behind him as they come off the corner. Looks like a little damage to the 24, Jeff Pogo's front end. Jeff Pogo goes to get a nice run there to the inside. Oh, Ryan Carlson comes down. You see all the drivers checking up. They spin it through the infield there. So as they spun it through the infield, we stay green flag, racing 13 to go. Now that inside duo got kind of separated. Here comes Nick Bieber to the inside. What can he do? Because he has the lead. He led it last time by at the stripe. When we watched that replay, he took the lead from Clarence Bonner, but now you have the 2 teammates controlling the outside lane and the inside lane. We're going to get the 12 to go this time by... How about Patrick Smith sitting right there in the 79, the gray car to the inside in between the blue and orange car? Patrick Smith hasn't led a lap here this evening, hasn't even smelled the front of the field. All of a sudden, it comes down to crunch time. Here comes Patrick Smith at Daytona to the front. He sits the second car to the inside row. It looks like Clarence Bonner going to go right back to the inside there. He led another lap there at the stripe. He got a good push from Jared Hagedorn. He went right back to the bottom right there in front of his teammate of Nick. So now you got the two teammates back there, BeastRacing.com teammates to the inside. Underdog Racing, though, trying to win another one at Daytona. The super speedway specialist of Jared Hagedorn. But look at Nicholas Beaver. He's not content sitting behind his teammate. He's going to jump to the outside. He thinks better by the time he gets to turn 3, though. Nicholas Beaver trying to figure out a way around Clarence Bonner. Bonner going to get it up the track just a little bit. Looked like Nicholas got to the back bumper there going through the corner, and it sent Clarence Bonner right up the track. Here they come all four side by side for the lead with 11 laps to go this time at the line. 11 laps to go, and things are getting dicey towards the front of the pack here. At the line, give it to Clarence Bonner. He's going to lead another one here. Oh, crash at the front. Jared Hagedorn and Clarence Bonner getting together. Clarence Bonner on his lid. Jared Hagedorn going to run into, I believe that was Danny Valenzuela getting involved in that as they came down the track. Boy, oh boy, two of your leaders being wrapped up in this one with 11 laps to go. That's not what you wanted to see. Wonder what happened there with that one as Hagedorn was to the outside. Let's go from overhead here with the blimp cam. We're going to watch this front pack as they come through the tri-oval here to get the 11 lap to go marker. Clarence Bonner to the outside with Jared Hagedorn tucked up right underneath. You see him separate there just a little bit, and then they separate. It looks like Jared Hagedorn was going to go to the outside, and they just happen to slowly come together, and then Bonner's up and over. Bonner goes up and over. Hagedorn comes down the track, and then Mac Robelny nowhere to go. Jared Hagedorn goes for one heck of a tumble then off the front bumper of Danny Valenzuela. Looks like Orlando Rivera also being wrapped up in that with nowhere to go. Let's go back and take a ride with Jared Hagedorn. Well, there's an onboard, your next level racing onboard camera. We're rewinding. Let's go a little bit farther. Well, just a little bit farther as they come through the tri-oval. There you see it, Beast Racing out front. You heard the lift. Jared Hagedorn's onboard camera. Not one that he's going to want to remember as that 2 machine. He does get it around to pit road, but boy, oh boy, that's going to shake things up here for the late running. Now with 10 to go, things are going to get interesting now. I don't believe anybody's going to pit here under this yellow. Let's just see if we can actually catch a word in with somebody out there on track. Clarence Bonner, you got a copy. Roger here in the booth.
What's up, guys?
Well, Clarence, it doesn't look like your night's going to end the way you want. You led a bunch of laps here tonight. What happened there coming through the trial?
It's the politics. It's super speedway racing. You know, a couple laps before, I was throwing a couple blocks, trying to keep control of both lines and also keep my teammate behind me, so I had to push at the end of it. I got to go look at replays to see exactly what happened. I think I was in the middle, and I think the 00 thought he could still push me at the end there.
Yeah, so it looks like a lot of damage. It looks like you had no nose there for a second. Your team real quick to put a bonnet on the front of that car. But how much damage is done to that machine, and are you going to be able to get it back out there on track?
About a minute and a half. I'll see what I can limp back. Hopefully there's another wreck coming to the checkered. I'll end up on the lead lap, though.
Yeah, it looks like you're on the lead lap right now with just a little bit of damage done to that machine. Clarence Bonner going to be able to get back out there and try and get some more points as he's one of those contenders for the Rookie of the Year championship this year. So all the points that Clarence can get is going to be a help at the end, but doesn't look like he's going to be in contention to win this one here tonight. That man, though, his teammate of Nicholas Beaver, he's out front right now. He's in the catbird seat. He's got two other Rookie of the Year candidates, though, right behind him. You got Nicholas Beaver out front. Patrick Smith sitting there in second with Tony Quadros in third. Skylar Brown has worked his way up to 4th now with his teammate of Timmy Smith sitting right behind him. And you got a couple of the part-time crew guys. It looks like they actually might be lower on fuel as they run down there around the apron. Craig Schwartz in 6th with Cole Day in 7th. Jamie Leach is the first one of the Deeper Darker Dude team as he runs in your 8th spot with little Jeff Pogo in his brightly colored orange 24 machine runs in 9th. Rounding out the top 10 right now, gonna sit there, it's Hunter Conley, but you know who this caution really helped out? How about Donald Bennett? Remember him spinning down the backstretch there a handful of laps ago through the infield grass? No caution being thrown for that. That's going to help him out as he sits 11th right now, and he'll be tucked up underneath these guys with just a little bit of right front damage. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough to slow him down. Dwayne LaPrade sitting in your 12th position. He led a couple laps in the early going. 13th going to be David Whirl right now, another one of the rookie candidates. And this yellow really helps out Chris Brown because they were completely lost. They were nowhere near the draft that they were going to be in contention here tonight. So it's going to allow those guys to kind of suck back up towards the pack here. But that's the man out front. They're all chasing the 82 of Nicholas Bieber. Let's see if we can grab a word. I believe we have. There we go. I believe we have one of the drivers out there. He kind of got lost there in the shuffle of things. Tony Quadro's got a copy. It's Roger here in the booth.
Hey, Roger, I got you.
Well, Tony, it's coming down to the end of this one. You were out back all race long. Now it's coming down to the end, and you found yourself running inside your top 3 here. What are you going to need to do to get around these top 2 guys?
Yeah, it looks like they're working together, so yeah, I just need to be patient, then pick my run here and try to get by them.
Yeah, you're talking about picking your run, but with the laps winding down, you got 2 guys that possibly working together out front, and you definitely know the 2 pink cars behind you are going to be working together. Is there anybody up there that you've been in communication with here at the Super Speedway that you might be able to get a dancing partner?
Oh no, I'm all on my own. My 2 teammates got wrecked out early on, so I'm just cruising up here by myself.
Well, with the picture that we have for you here on the screen, it looks like you're always out there just cruising. So, hey, with it looks like we're going to go back green flag racing with, I think, 6 laps to go. Good luck the rest of the way and try and keep the wheels in that number 12 machine.
Thanks, Roger.
So there's one of your rookie candidates, Tony Quadros. He's started all the way back in the 33rd position and now has worked his way into the 3rd spot. Have to keep an eye on Tony Quadros, but it looks like the lights are out on the pace car, and we should go back green flag racing next time by here. It's going to be a 6-lap dash to the end, a shootout style, if you will. And, man, if the racing so far has been any indication of what we're about to see here tonight, things are about to get dicey. It's going to roll through like a storm like that's been going through the Midwest, through Indiana, Ohio, and it's been rolling through here in Pennsylvania. The thunder is rolling right now outside my window. I can hear it, and I can hear it in the headset. It's about to start to rumble. You can hear it down low. Well, if you're just tuning in or thinking about tuning out, don't touch it. Don't go nowhere, because with 6 laps to go with here with the IROCs, things are about to get crazy. Let's turn it up just a little bit. Green flags in the air here with 6 laps to go from Daytona. Nicholas Beaver going to get a great start, but so is that outside lane there with Patrick Smith. It looked like Skylar Brown tried to muscle his way down to the inside to get behind his teammate, and he's going to do it. He's going to get down there to the inside. That's going to leave Tony Quadros to the outside by himself. Patrick Smith to the lead. 3 wide at the back of this one. 3 wide with, I believe that's Jeff Pogo leading the charge up the middle with Donald Bennett. He's going to leave Bennett by himself. That's the battle all the way back in the 10th position. Just think about what's going on up here at the front. Oh, a big block. Patrick Smith going to throw the big block there. The big boy block to the double or the 000 of Timmy Smith down the backstretch. Now we're 3 wide with Tony Quadros coming up the middle. Quadro's trying to make the middle work. It looks like he's trying to get in front of Beaver. Contact between your leaders. Contact again. Nicholas Beaver all sorts of out of shape. He's onto the apron. Nicholas Beaver out of contention here in the late going. Tony Quadros, though, with the lead. Tony Quadros has the lead. Coming to get 5 to go at the line, but Patrick Smith not content. Big block by Tony Quadros to the bumper of Smith. That's going to allow now Timmy Smith to jump to the inside here to see if he can play with these boys. Who is going to win? Tim Smith down there below the yellow line. Can Smith get back up in line? Timmy Smith going to get back up in line, but 3 wide. Look at this train. In the middle, it's Patrick Smith, and that looks like the O2. Greg Schwartz trying to bring the Dark Knight machine up through the middle. Quadros trying to make the 12. Oh, contact at the front. Quadros around. All your leaders wrapped up involved in this one. Yellow is waving. Oh, we have a huge pile up here with 5 to go. With 5 laps to go and everybody piling in, the wreck happened at the front and took a bunch of your leaders out. That's going to shake the running order at the end of this one. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get this back under green flag conditions. Wow, let's check it out. Let's rewind it just a little bit. Let's see if we can catch this before it happens. Let's go from the chopper cam above your leaders here. Tony Quadros is your leader. That's Patrick Smith running second. Tim Smith to the inside with Schwartz in the middle and Brown to the outside. Look at the run the outside lane gets. Oh, just some contact there. Oh, look at everybody just try and find a hole through it and nobody able to. Looks like Timmy Valenzuela, who had a good run going up and on his lid. Let's go on board here. Check this out from the cockpit of the 7. That was your onboard camera with Hunter Conley. You heard it. He gave it just a small lift trying to come through there. Wow. So a bunch of your leaders all wrapped up in that. We're going to have to try and see what the running order is looking like because it's still bouncing back and forth here. Not sure who is put in what position. We have 4 laps to go, but I do not believe we're going to get back green flag racing. Right now, timing and scoring is showing us with Timmy Smith taking over the lead from Hunter Conley, with Jamie Leach possibly being shown in third, with Jeff Pogo in fourth. It's going to be interesting. Don't go nowhere. You still got 4 laps to go here. We're trying to sort this out here. Not quite sure if we're going to be able to get her back going green flag, where we'd have to get the 1 to go next time by. But right now, Jeff Bergner in that 21 machine, he's going to get your wave around, and he's going to come back onto your lead lap here. Jeff Bergner was your pole setter for last season here at Daytona, and just not having the go of it. His car looks pretty clean, but got trapped a lap down. But your leader right now, Timmy Smith. So it's a heartbreaking night for a bunch of these guys as they were at the front of it. Let's take a look and see who a couple of those guys who were actually wrapped up in that. Patrick Smith, who was wrapped up in that as he was the car to the outside. Right now, Patrick Smith shown all the way back in 15th spot after being inside your top 5. Tony Quadros, who was wrapped up in there, he's all the way back in 16th. Nicholas Beaver, he's back there in 18th spot. So those guys, looks like Nicholas is trying to limp it around to the end. It looks like he's got smoke cloud back there trying to kill the mosquitoes rolling around Daytona here. It looks like Clarence Bonner, who was wrapped up in that last yellow, is shown in 10th. So with him coming back out on track, it looks like he's going to gain a handful of positions. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we're still waiting to get the official word on who is where with the timing and scoring, we're going to step away. We're taking a commercial. We'll be back here, though. We have 2 laps to go, but we're going to clarify who's where. And welcome back here to Daytona with just the 2 laps to go. We'll see the white flag this time by. We will not be able to finish this one off under green flag conditions. And the timing and scoring, I'm getting the confirmation from race control that that is the correct timing and scoring. Right now you see Smith out front. Smith is out front with Hunter Conley, Jamie Leach, Jeff Pogo, Chris Brown, David Worrell, Cole Day, Dwayne LaPrade, Craig Schwartz, and Clarence Bonner, your top 10. So as we stepped away, just to make sure we brought you the correct running order here from Daytona, because, you know, it's the points-paying race. It's the granddaddy of them all here from Daytona for the Team McMullen Daytona. And, well, you just don't want to get it wrong here. So we are on our final lap here under caution. Run you through the rest of your running order. That was your top 10. Cody Levitt, though, shown in 11th. Skylar Brown back in 12th. Donald Bennett 13th with Josh Taylor 14th. Patrick Smith is 15th with Tony Quadros 16th. 17th is Nicholas Beaver. 18th, and the final car on your lead lap going to be Jeff Bergner. David Carmen is shown 19th with Orlando Rivera 20th. Ryan Carlson 21st. Josiah Millen 22nd. Skip Carmen is 23rd. Michael Whitaker 24th. Matt Grobelny 25th. 26th is Greg O'Barry. Timmy Valenzuela is 27th. Doug Ungari is 28th with Jared Hagedorn 29th. 30th going to be Danny Valenzuela. 31st, Jarrett Reichard. 32nd going to be Colton Farrow with Daryl Calder there in 33rd. J.P. Brennan 34th. And 35th tonight going to be Andrew Davis. So, coming across the line off turn number 4, we will be here under yellow. The checkered is in the air. With the checker flag waving there, you see Tim Smith through the infield with Hunter Conley. Jamie Leach going to stop. Not quite sure what's going on too much there with those gentlemen, but hey, checker flags in the air. Tim Smith going to be your winner here as he's out there doing a couple donuts. If reading the scoring sheet right, that's going to be back-to-back wins for that man out front. He won last year as a rookie. He came in here, made a 5-wide pass on the final lap down the backstretch to win that one. So Tim Smith going to win this one, as he's going to go right up against the thing, and he's going to do his victory celebration up against the wall. So we'll step away for just a moment here as he does that and see if we can get Timmy Smith, Hunter Conley, and Jamie Leach here in the booth. Welcome back, race fans. You just watched the Team McMullen season opener here for the Salt Flat IROC Series, and Tim Smith came away with a win there with a, I don't know how he did it, but he threaded the needle and somehow pulled the pink machine out front here. Hunter Conley finished second with Jamie Leach finishing in your third spot. I do have all three of these drivers here with me. Let's see if we can get a couple words in here. Jamie Leach, you got a copy here with Roger in the booth? Well, Jamie, let's first unmute your mic so all your fans can hear you. We know you have a following out there since you were last year's champion. There we go. Jamie Leach, tell us how you wound up coming home in your third position with that melee on the backstretch.
I'm really not sure how that worked out. I had my eyes closed most of the time.
We didn't go back and watch the onboard camera with you, but we're sure coming through there was not something that everybody could really imagine. We probably should have gone back and watched it, but a third place finish for you to start the year after winning a championship last year, you got to be pretty stoked about that, especially after taking a spin in the early going here tonight.
Definitely. I really wasn't expecting to finish this high with taking a couple seconds worth of damage, but I ended up here in third place.
Yeah, talk about coming into tonight here from Daytona. Is this one of the tracks you were looking forward to come to run, or were you looking more forward to going to like Texas Speedway next week?
This track's always been hit or miss, obviously super speedway, but last year I didn't have that great of a finish here, and I was just glad to pull out a third.
Yeah, sometimes when you come to super speedways, anybody can win it. You saw a handful of rookies up towards the front here at the end of this one. Were you worried when you saw a whole bunch of R's out there in front of you?
I was a little bit. They were all pretty excited and all trying to go for the win, it seemed. So best bet was just to kind of sit back there and watch them. They did pretty well, though, overall, I guess.
Pretty well for a super speedway, but hey, congratulations, Jamie, here for a third place finish for the Deeper Darker Dude team. Who do you got to thank on that 88?
I'd like to thank Team McMullen, Sim Necessities, Next Level Racing, L5 Motorsports, TOAT Lawn Care, Turn 3 Racing Network, my beautiful wife Deb rooting for me, and the Salt Flat League, and of course you up in the booth there, Roger.
Well, my head just grew about 3 more inches here. I might not be able to make it through the doorway after this event here, but congratulations, Jamie Leach, last year's IROC Series champion, coming home here in a third-place finish to start it off. We also got Hunter Conley, the bridesmaid himself. Hunter, that card looks like it's been through all sorts of, maybe a crash demolition derby. How did you wind up with a second-place finish here tonight?
I really don't know, Roger. I ran out of gas. That last caution, I ran out of gas. I was about to pull off into the pits, and then the yellow came out. So I quick went back out on the track. I coasted around with 0.1 gallons left, made it to the pits, and then just forced my way up to the front, and then that whole caution happened. I thought I was going to get the win because I thought I was the only car to make it through, but I guess Tim stayed under control enough for iRacing standards, so that was a heck of a race. I couldn't believe that I was able to even stay in it after going a lap down, too.
Yeah, it looks like on timing and scoring shows us that you led 5 laps in the early goings. How was it out front with the green machine before you got all the damage?
Oh, it was pretty nice. As long as I could hold the bottom and I had someone who was willing to at least be like right up on my bumper, not necessarily pushing me around the track, but just right there, I could keep up with whoever was trying to pass on the outside. But I know early in the race, Chris Brown was flying on the outside. I don't remember who was pushing him, but they were just cooking.
Yeah, we saw a handful of drivers make it 3 wide. Were you comfortable hitting the top lane, or were you just predominantly going to stick maybe middle to bottom here tonight?
When I wanted to be safe, I really wanted to be at the bottom. But I knew passing people, you get such a run on the high side that when it came down to it, I was going to need to be in the middle or the high side to try to get my way through.
Yeah, well, you wiggled your way through for a second-place finish, so it's a good start here for yourself. You have a new team out there this year. Who are you running with this year?
Yeah, we're running with Macro Belny. It's Backwoods Racing. We're both from the Pineys and the backwoods of PA, so we're just a couple good old boys trying to win some races.
Well, a couple good old boys. Who do you got to thank, though, that helps you out on the 7 car here tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank Matt and Sim Necessities for not only helping me with this league, but in another league, I wasn't able to run that one tonight, but I did clinch a top 10 for them. So I got to thank Sim Necessities for that. And then I got to thank pretty much everyone else that helps put this thing together. You for streaming, all the work that goes on behind the scenes. I just got to thank everyone.
Well, there you heard it from Hunter Conley, the bridesmaid himself. Once again, a second-place finish. One day, Hunter Conley is going to be able to put the number 7 machine in victory circle. But here tonight, the man who did it tonight is going to be the 000 of Timmy Smith. And boy, Tim, this is back-to-back wins from Daytona for yourself. You got to be feeling pretty stoked.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty awesome. I have, in my 2 years on iRacing, I have 2 wins at Daytona, and they're both with salt flats. So yeah, it's always really difficult to pull it off here, so it feels pretty good when you can.
Yeah, this year, though, you didn't have to pull the 5-wide pass to the inside on the backstretch coming to the checkered flag. This one maybe just a little bit easier for yourself?
Yeah, I was definitely a little less aggressive this time than the last one. Me and my teammate Skylar, we were actually saving fuel almost that whole end of the race run there. We were running around the track about 3/4, just trying to take it easy. I knew it was going to be probably come down the last 5 laps or something like that, so just kind of waited to the end, and then all hell broke loose,
Yeah, all hell broke loose towards the end of this one on the backstretch. How did you actually bob and weave? We see you have some damage there. We did see the car go sideways on the replay. How did it score you number 1 here tonight?
Yeah, that one was kind of a gift from iRacing, I think. I don't know. I heard tires screech, and I looked up in my mirror, and my teammate Skylar he was sideways coming down the track, and he clipped me, and I thought completely backwards, and did what I could to kind of whip the car back around as quickly as I could while I was still rolling forwards. I never stopped. I was still going pretty fast when I whipped it back around, so maybe that was why I gave it to me. I'm not sure, but it was a hell of a ride.
One heck of a ride for yourself here. But now, 2 wins back-to-back on a super speedway. Next week, we're going to head over to Texas Motor Speedway. Have you put any testing in with one of these IROCs over there on that 1.5 mile?
I don't even own that track yet, so no, I haven't. I'm going to probably buy it here this weekend and maybe turn some laps on it and get used to how everything operates over there.
Well, I guess we can't blame you here in the booth. We know you're one of those dirt track ringers that come out here to play on the asphalt, so not always having all the asphalt content here on iRacing. We know you got all the dirt stuff, but who do you got to thank for your win here tonight?
Everybody supports me on the dirt side of things. Casey Kane Sim Racing, Wicked Cushion, wickedcushion.com, Wicked Energy Gum for sponsoring everything I do. Let me do this. Everybody at Salt Flats, you guys really do put on an amazing league. Next Level Racing, Team McMullen, Yankee 41, everybody at Sim Necessities, LFOD Motorsports, and 2T Lawn Care for all the support they give us here. You up in the booth for doing an amazing job, as always. And, just everybody that comes out and races, I appreciate it.
Well, there you heard it from Tim Smith. He's going to put the 000 in victory lane once again here from Daytona. He did it last year on a 5-wide pass. This time, he did it by bobbing and weaving, I guess, or grabbing a gear and getting the car pointed in the right direction on the backstretch here at Daytona. And what a race we just saw here from these guys. They put on one heck of a show every time they come out here on track, and it just never seems to stop. We may be here at Daytona this week, but next week when we head over to Texas for the 1.5 mile, everything happens bigger in Texas. We all know that. It'll be the first time the IROC Series heads over to the Texas Motor Speedways. You're going to have to catch that one next Wednesday night right here at 8:50 Eastern Time. We hit the live button to bring you all that action, but your top 5 finishers here tonight. Tim Smith bringing home the victory once again. You heard from Hunter, the bridesmaid Conley, coming home second. Jamie Leach, last year's championship winner, comes home third. Little Jeff Pogo has a nice rebound to finish fourth. And the unlucky man who somehow wound up coming home with a 5th place finish, that's going to be Chris Brown. Well, that's going to do it from here for the Turn 3 Racing Studios. And everybody from the Salt Flat IROC Series, we're catching next week from Texas. Almost said Atlanta. That's coming up in a couple weeks, but we're catching next week from Texas Motor Speedway.